If you are someone like me who loves arts, crafts and organisation, the Cricut Joy is absolutely for you. This cutting machine will enable you to make personalised birthday cards, Christmas cards, labels for your shelf, and help you to personalise your own tech with decals, stickers, whatever you're having yourself. Hi, I'm Jess Kelly, Newstalk's technology correspondent, and this is Tech Bytes, the show where we aim to make your tech choices that bit easier. We're doing something slightly different this week. I am a huge fan of all things organisation. Anything that I can do to label, personalise, customise pretty much everything in my life is a win for me. So when this bundle of joy arrived in, I was ecstatic. I had heard so much about it, but I finally got to grips with it, and I'm going to give you a tour and some demos and explain why I think this is actually an investment piece of technology for your home. Cricut is a company that was formerly known as Provo Craft. They make a suite of machines, all kinds of different ones, depending on the crafts that you want to create. They have a mug specific one, they have a big one for, say, if you want to make t-shirts, anything like that. This is their starter machine, and I have to say it is the perfect place to begin if you're not sure if you're willing to part with a good few €100 worth of cash on a craft machine. Start with the Joy and work your way up. I'm going to give you a bit of a tour of this one, how exactly it works, and the key bits that you need. All right, so this is the Cricut Joy. As you can see, it's small and dinky. It's 5x8, it weighs 4 pounds, so it is highly portable. So you can pull down this tray here, and this is essentially where the magic happens. This is our blade. It is possible to swap it out and put in some glittery pens, some black pens. We have all the pens here, and I will show you that briefly. It is kept in place by this little clamp, so you can remove it out like that very simply. You do want to be careful that the blade kind of is put down somewhere careful because it is super sharp, so just bear that in mind. What happens and the way it works is that you lay down your material here, it gets fed through, there's a space on the back of the printer for it to feed back out, and then it comes back in again. So there you are. There isn't that much to it. However, you do need to be a little bit patient when you are setting it up. It may seem like you can just plug and play and off you go, but that's not really the case. There are a few things, a few steps in terms of instructions that you really do need to follow. Otherwise, you could end up wasting a lot of materials needlessly while you get to grips with the machine. Before I show you some of the arts and crafts that I have been very busy producing, I want to show you the app, because that is essentially the central hub for all of your brilliant designs. It's called Cricut Design. It is completely free on iOS and Android. And when you tap in, you do have the option to subscribe to Cricut Access. You don't need to. The key difference between the basic version and the Cricut Access version is that Cricut Access has a lot of premium designs, premium fonts that you may want. If you're a super artistic person yourself, maybe you don't need to do that. Personally speaking, I will take all the help I can get. So let's show you the app. When you click in, you will see all kinds of different designs. Things for mug design, things for t-shirt design, things for Christmas cards, things for birthday cards. There are so many options. It is actually a bit overwhelming when you first click in. But to produce something, you can search. So for example, if I wanted to make a Christmas card, I could just type in Christmas card. It will bring up a lot of the designs that are there. I can then select the particular template that I want. And then we get to all of this stuff that's laid over the desk, which it is important to acknowledge there's quite a bit. All right, so there's no shortage of stuff you can buy for your Cricut machine. I have gone out and bought pretty much everything you can get. I'm going to give you a quick run through of what is on offer and what my essential recommendations would be. First up is the product. So this is the stuff that your project will be made of. The smart vinyl, in my opinion, is one of the most fun, most versatile materials that you can use. I have utilized it to make decals for my tech, label my shelves, personalize notebooks. The list goes on and on and on. So that is incredibly impressive. Next up, we have card inserts. Now, I am a big sucker for homemade and personalized Christmas cards, birthday cards, whatever you're having yourself. I love the idea of making my own Christmas cards this year. So I went out and bought multiple packs of the card inserts. If you're going to use the card inserts, however, you need to have the card mat. which may sound ridiculous, but trust me, I will show you why you need it. It is essentially a mat. It's covered in a bit of plastic, which you take off. This is kind of sticky. You have your outlines for the size of the card you're making. Essentially what it does is it keeps the material in place as the machine is cutting. So that way it doesn't move around and your design doesn't get scuppered. Other than that, you can buy a toolkit. I don't know the official names of these bits. This is called spatula yoke. This is Dr. Hook, and this is Mr. Smooth. I would actually really recommend them. I didn't use them for the first 2 days or so, and I wasted a ton of material. We also then have pens. It comes with this black pen, which is very, very useful. If you are going down the route of making Christmas cards or you just want to add a bit of glitter, a bit of pizzazz, you can buy other pen sets. The one thing I would say about the Cricut accessories is that they can be a little bit pricey, and I'm saying that as someone who's spent quite a bit of money on it in the last month, but we won't dwell on that right now. Let's make a project. Okay, we're gonna make a Christmas card. Step 1, get the app. Step 2, type in Christmas card, sit back and awe at all of the cute, wonderful, stunning designs, spend about 3 hours and finally select one. I'm going for this cute little snowman vibe here. So once we have done that, we're gonna hit make it, and it's gonna tell you what you need. So first up, you need to pick the color of card that you're gonna use. I think I might go for this color maybe. And then the insides will be gold. It's going to be fabulous. Then what you do is you hit continue. We get the card mat. It's very, very simple. What we're gonna do is open the card out, slide it through the mat here, and then we stick it down. So once you have done that, it is going to tell me right here now that I need to insert my pen instead of the blade. So pop you out, get my black pen. All right, we're gonna load in the material, and what happens initially is the machine checks to make sure you have enough material required. And once she's happy, you just hit go, and then you sit back and you enjoy. Okay, so the drawing part is done. The app is now telling me that I need to insert the blade, so pop that out, pop the little bladey doodle in, and once again, you just hit go. Again, the app tells you when it's done, which is super helpful, so you can just press unload, and look at our lovely snowman Christmas card, which was made in pretty much no time at all. The next step then, and this is where you do have to be careful, and this is when the spatula yoke comes in handy, is taking the card off the sticky back mat. So what you want to do is just prise it off very, very gently, and the machine will have cut the cutout bits very thoroughly. So what you need to do is just be super gentle that you don't take them with you. You take that out. You then get your gold piece of card and you slot it in to the cutouts that the machine did for you. And the beauty of using the machine is that everything is so precise and accurate. You don't have to worry about making a balls of it. And there you have it. There is our gold glittery personalized Christmas card of Mr. Snowman. Okay, so as you will see, there are plenty of templates for personalizing mugs, but I want to do one of the Tech Bytes logo that I pick all on my ownio. So we're gonna head over to the canvas, we hit text, and then you get to scroll through and find the text of your choosing. So once I have my font, I hit make it. I am going to print on a mat just because I like to know how big it is to ensure it'll fit on my mug. So that's exactly how it will come out. So I have my handy little mat right here. I'm gonna go get some white vinyl and load it up and print. And there we have it. Okay, so I have my nifty little design. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it out so that the material is that bit smaller, more real to size. And then I'm going to use what's called transfer tape to ensure that I don't make a haze of it when I transfer to my lovely red mug. And then what we're going to do, and it's really, really satisfying, is pull the excess material away, but you want to have Dr. Hook on standby just in case he tries to pull any of our beautiful letters. Beautiful. So pull that out. And then what we want to do is stick this down over our Tech Bytes. And then you want to make sure that the letters stick to the transfer tape. You get your mug or whatever it is that you are trying to transfer to. And we are going to keep all of our fingers crossed that it actually worked. Then you just want to pick your placement for your mug. So I'm getting nods, so I'm going to go, yeah, if it's crooked, it's not my fault. That's not bad for being eyeballed and completely crooked. Don't trust the people behind the camera. Literally the only thing they had to do aside from film, build a set, edit and light was tell me was this in a straight line. Yeah. She's crooked, she's wonky, but she's ours. So there you have it, our mug. So while the Cricut Joy did its job in printing things beautifully, cutting things stunningly, and I did my job in demonstrating it, seems that not everybody knows what they're at. So yeah, well done Cricut Joy, you try harder. All right, so I've had an absolute whale of a time playing with demonstrating the Cricut Joy today. We're going to share some final thoughts, but as I do it, I'm going to smugly showcase some of my homemade treats. I have done so many different projects over the last month or so. I have customized mugs, I have personalized t-shirts with iron-on vinyl, I have made a hobby craft worth of products to showcase, send to friends and family. I am very much impressed. Pretty much every week of the year, I review phones, I review tablets, I review laptops, and while some of them are cool, they can all blend into one. But every now and then something comes along that sparks a bit of joy. Enter the Cricut Joy. I have thoroughly enjoyed using this. Look, it gave us the glittery snowman. What is not to love about this machine? So in terms of good, it is great. It is so much fun. There is oodles of potential in terms of what you can make. In terms of things to be aware of, some of the materials are quite expensive. So for example, I think these card packs were $12.99. I paid $9.99 for most of the rolls of the vinyl, which isn't cheap, but I very much enjoyed it. Also worth noting that it said that you can use non-Cricut materials. However, I'm a little bit apprehensive of that. I read mixed things on some of the blogs and forums that are very much dedicated to the ultimate Cricut fans. Some people saying that you have to ensure you get the right thickness of paper. I just don't have that kind of time in my life. So I have primarily stuck to the Cricut based accessories, but just do be aware that it can get a little bit pricey. Also worth noting that the blade, although it is super sharp, it can go blunt after a while. So just be mindful of that you will need to replace this guy at some stage. So what's the verdict? Can you guess? I bet you can. I love it. I highly recommend it. I think it is absolutely worth the €150. I would say prices do vary from place to place, so shop around. But I look at this as an investment piece for my home. You do need to be mindful that some of the elements, as I mentioned, are a little bit expensive, but as the name says, this is a joy to use.